Hello again, everyone. It's Robbie with Cooking with Robbie. So we have our first episode tonight. It's actually following our introduction. I'm still here in the kitchen, but we've got some ingredients out now that I want to go over for our first recipe. So for our first recipe, we're going to cover is a American favorite, BLT sandwiches. They're extremely easy to make. The ingredient costs are very cheap. You can make and I know I said I'm not a fan of leftovers in the past, but these ingredients can easily be refrigerated and saved for later. And one thing with a BLT sandwich, it's as good now as it will be the next day and the next day. And I think you could probably keep these for maybe 4 or 5 days in the fridge, depending on how much bacon you make. So I'm gonna get started with our ingredients list. So first tip, get some decent bread. Get you a nice thick artisan piece of bread. Don't go and buy that dollar bread. It's junk. It's not going to taste good. Get something that's got some flavor into it. So what I've got here is a Nature's Own thick sliced multi-grain bread. Now we're going to do some stuff to this bread too to make it taste better, because that's one of my specialities, but you want to start with something good. So we've got our nice Nature's Own branded bread. Now you may have a different brand around your area. I'm not sure how widespread Nature's Own is, but this is a good bread. You can get a loaf for about $2.30. It may be twice as expensive as the dollar loaf of bread, the store brand, but trust me, you're going to want to have a decent bread to start this sandwich off with. Second thing in a bacon lettuce, or I guess the core ingredient of a bacon lettuce tomato sandwich, is bacon. So I don't have a lot of standards on bacon. I am on a diet right now, burning fat. So today I have some low sodium bacon, store brand, but this is actually a good bacon. This is from Publix. Publix makes good stuff. Their store brand is not cheap. It wasn't even the cheapest bacon there. It was the only one that was low sodium. So I know I was just harping on getting a decent bread, but dietary requirements do come into factor sometimes, and this is one of those times. So again, I'm going with a lower sodium bacon and trying to cut back on the salt, but bacon is essentially fat and salt. So it's two of the things. Well, fats are not necessarily bad, but this is not a good fat. And salt is actually bad for a diet, excess salt, because salt helps you retain water and convert to fat. So your body stores water as fat. So again, if a dietitian wants to jump in and correct me, that's my understanding of it. Those are the cardinal things that you want to reduce, not 100% cut out. But anyway, we're trying with this bacon. It's lower sodium bacon. It's not the healthiest choice, but that's what we're going with, because it's Robbie's kitchen, not anybody else's kitchen. So bacon, lettuce, tomato. I went to Walmart today to buy the last ingredients for our BLT sandwiches, and they were actually out of just cheap heads of lettuce. And I had two options. I had sweet and crisp petite romaine in a bag, just like this. It was $2.50. Generally, you can buy a head of lettuce for $1. Iceberg lettuce is mainly for the crunch. There's no nutritional value to it. There's no health value to it. At least with this romaine lettuce, there's a little bit of nutritional value. You get down. So Hope has decided she wants to check out the bacon, and it looks like it has her approval, so that's good. You better get down. You'll get your sandwich when we get to eating dinner. Yes. So this petite romaine lettuce is a healthier option than iceberg lettuce. Not much healthier. It's mainly just water content and a little bit of a crunch added to it. But if you really want to health it up, go with spinach. But this is not a health show. This is a quick and easy cooking show. And again, I'm just going over the ingredients I've chosen and the reasons why I've chosen them. But yeah, this romaine lettuce was $2.50 a bag. This will probably get me several sandwiches. I could have sandwiches for a week with this, and I'd be good. So next item on a BLT sandwich is the tomatoes. So I like a big tomato, but it's not tomato season right now. You can still buy out of season tomatoes, but they're coming shipped from somewhere. These Roma tomatoes actually work good because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice them up real thin and I'm gonna put one in each corner of the sandwich. So each bite technically should have a full bite of the slice of tomato. And I'll show you how to do that here in a minute, but I've got 3 tomatoes. I'm gonna slice these up so that they're good for all week. I'm probably gonna have BLT sandwiches tonight. Probably gonna have 2 of them. Then I'm gonna have 1 for work tomorrow and 1 for work. Well, I've actually got to stay late tomorrow night for work, so I'll probably have 1 tomorrow. I'll take 2 with me to work, so I'll be ready. So we got our 3 tomatoes that we're gonna slice up. Now, the accompaniment for this BLT sandwich, it does not go on the BLT sandwich, but a nice Clausen pickle, a nice cold Clausen pickle. You keep those in the refrigerator till it's time to eat them, and you get down. Yes, you get down. We'll make our sandwiches and you can have the end result when we're done. So now that we've gone over the ingredient list, all we're gonna need to cook this is, no, not a frying pan. We're gonna do it the quick, easy cleanup way. If you have a small Foreman grill, one of the little fat grills where there's a ridge, electric grill where the oil will come out, cooking bacon on that is a lot simpler than trying to cook it on a frying pan. You're gonna get oil splashed everywhere. Me personally, frying it on the George Foreman is just as simple. So we're gonna get us out a pair of tongs. So we got us a nice cheap pair of tongs, and we're gonna get our Foreman grill. So we're gonna get set up to cook our bacon first, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. So the kitchen is setting up. We've got our George Foreman grill. I just plugged it in. There's nothing on it yet. What I have done is gone ahead and plugged it in and let it warm up, because we're going to want it hot before we start cooking on it. While it's hot, I'm just gonna do a quick little wipe. We're gonna wipe it off, make sure it's nice and clean. It was washed the last time we used it, but I don't know. It seems like there's always junk on these things. Tops never get too dirty. Get you a nice little white, wet paper towel and just kind of clean it over. Now, the second thing you might notice, I've got a dish under here. So they give you the little George Foreman pot thing. I like using a dish. It fits better in the washing machine for later. And the key thing is you only have one of those plastic things. So if you want to use this tomorrow to cook something, well, you got your dish here. So you got multiple dishes. You only have one of them George Foreman things. That means you're gonna have to run the dishwasher or actually do the dishes, which I also don't like doing. So with this little plate here, substituting that, you can just use as many plates as you want. So while we're letting that warm up, we're gonna get our bacon. I'm gonna show you a trick on how to portion this out for many, many days. We're gonna get our scissors. We're gonna open up this package. Cutting right along the top. Don't want to cut into the bacon, but we want to get into it. So I think we're into it now. Yep, we're into it. I'm gonna open it up. I did wash my hands. Cooking as a single person, you learn after you get sick a time or two that you always wash your hands before you start cooking anything, or before you start holding on to your meats and stuff. So we've got our slab of bacon here. Hope you get down. Down. I'm gonna throw this packaging away, and I gotta keep an eye on this dog. Hey, down, down. So we got our slab of bacon there, and we're gonna cut up how much we need and how much we wanna store. So right off the bat, you notice the George Foreman is only so long. So I'm gonna take my pair of scissors here, and we're gonna cut this bacon right in half. And bacon will cut just like paper. Having a pair of meat scissors around the kitchen definitely helps. Now, you got a half a slab that's gonna fit on there just perfectly. So we got our two slabs of bacon. we're gonna slap off how much we're gonna use today. So I like to put 3 per sandwich. So there's 1. If it falls apart a little bit, don't be discouraged. Just add that little bit of bulk onto the next slab of bacon. It ain't gonna hurt to have a thicker piece. There's 2. Nice bacon, nice bacon. Hope is very interested in how this bacon cooking is going. So we're ready to cook. We're gonna go ahead and open this up. Put the slab on the top. We're gonna put a slab in the middle. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And I'm gonna put this final slab on the bottom. We got 3 slabs of bacon on there, laid across horizontally, and we're gonna close it. The top of the thing don't even touch the top of the bacon, so that's why we got the flipper out. So I'm gonna rinse my hands off because they're kind of greasy and oily. I'll probably wash my hands. Hey, Hope, don't you do it. I'll probably wash my hands 4 or 5 times during this whole session. But it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to wash your hands a few extra times. If you ever go into somebody's kitchen and they're not swapping out their plastic gloves, then something is wrong. And you probably should not eat there. If they go back and forth between cooking and handling stuff and they're not washing their hands, you pick a different kitchen to eat at. So, let's see. I just made a major realization that I am out of parchment paper, and that's what I use to kind of wrap up our bacon for longer term storage. So we're just going to use aluminum foil instead while that's cooking. We can prep up our next 3 pieces of bacon. There's 3. There's 3. What are you talking about, Hope? She talking about something. And we'll break off these 3. These 3. 1 more. One, 2, 3, 4. And then one day we'll have 4 slices of bacon. So we got them all chunked off into sections of 4. I'm gonna wash my hands again because they're all oily and greasy. Just touching that bacon. I wish, that may be one of my next obstacles, is to figure out a way to handle bacon where I don't feel like I need to wash my hands 4 or 5 times when handling it. So bacon is just the oily, greasy stuff. But it's delicious, so that's why we love it. All right, hands is clean. Let's check out our bacon. That is so gently. I got a nice little pool of oil down here. We're gonna flip that bacon real quick. It's browning up right fast, right good. Looks pretty tasty. Those 2 pieces stuck together, which is all the fine, all the better for a sandwich. We'll close it up and let it cook some more. So we're gonna take these 3. We're gonna put them at the top of our tin foil. We're gonna fold it over. We're gonna take the next 3. We'll put it right on top of that. And we're gonna fold it over. And fold it, and fold it. That'll give you 6 nice slices of bacon for another time you're cooking. We'll get us out another slab of tin foil. So we're gonna get another 3 here. Put it right up at the top of the tin foil. So just so you see, bacon goes up at the top, fold it over, And then you take another chunk of bacon, you put it right up on top of that. And you fold it over. And then you can wrap this one up, and it keeps the bacon separated. It makes it thaw out a lot faster when you're, you know, putting it in the freezer and everything. Which will leave us with, so out of that bag, we got 2 nice hunks of bacon. That'll make 2 meals. And we still got these 3 for our second sandwich tonight. And then those 2 just, I'm probably just gonna eat them too because I like bacon. There's nothing wrong with that. So I've actually already got a Ziploc bag in the fridge with my bacon in it. Got a couple here in parchment paper. I'm gonna throw these in here. And I know the ones in parchment paper are regular sodium. And I have to remember that the aluminum foil ones are low sodium. So we'll put these back in the freezer. We're done with our bacon. We got the bacon need to be cooked and the bacon on the fryer. So let's get us a plate ready. So we'll have 1 plate for the bacon. And I'm gonna take a paper towel and I'm gonna sit it to where about half of the paper towel is on the plate and the other half is not. So as this bacon finishes, I'm gonna put it out there and that paper towel is gonna absorb up some of the extra oil and just make it a little better for the sandwich. You don't want it to be oily and greasy on the sandwich. Oh yeah. We got us a nice golden brown bacon here. I think these are ready to come off. We'll put them on the paper towel, let them drain a little bit. There's 1. There's 2. Let's get our next 3 on the slab, on the cooker. Onto the cooker. 1 on the top. Hear that sizzling? 1 in the middle. Oh yeah. Now when you first put the bacon on there, the pan is hot as hell. But as long as you're touching the bacon, that cool bacon fat will keep it so you can move them around a little bit with your hands. Don't touch the pan, touch the bacon. And you only got about 10 seconds before that bacon's gonna be hot too. So I got them where I want them. We're closing up and we're gonna let them cook. Then again, I'm gonna wash my hands because I got that greasy bacon on me again. I'm gonna tell a story about greasy butter bacon hands. So there was a lady up in Iowa at the state fair, and she would mold sculptures out of butter. And she did legendary for the butter cow. She was legendary the year we went up there one year, and she molded a Harley Davidson out of butter. And she sit in this cold room and sit there with the butter, a sculpted knife, and just sculpt the whole cow and a whole motorcycle out of butter. And we got to talking about it, you know, kind of in awe about the whole thing one day. And my mom, I don't remember if it was my mom or my grandmother, said that she must have had the smoothest hands ever handling that butter all day. It just seemed kind of funny to me, but anybody that's in Iowa, I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about at the state fair. So while we're waiting for the bacon to cook, we're gonna get us some of these romaine lettuce pieces. I'm gonna grab, I think 2 per sandwich should be a plenty. I'm gonna grab 4 total. I'm just reaching in the bag and I'm gonna get 4 out. And just tear them right off of the thing. We'll trim them a little bit. All right, so we got our lettuce. Of course, anytime you're working with these lettucey things, you better wash them. We're just gonna rinse them off, each leaf, kind of rub them a little bit. Make sure you're getting all the dirt and grime and hopefully all the bacteria off of them too. Just a nice water wash, rinse them off, shake them out, shake it off like Taylor Swift. Then we're gonna lay our leaves out just like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we got us a nice little, feel like Bob Ross. So here's our art, and we got this and this, so we got it going on today. Now we're just gonna cut these stems off. We're gonna cut them off right about there. So all we got is that lettucey goodness. I don't want this stem. Don't nobody want to eat that. You don't use your meat shear. Get you a new knife. I feel like somebody asked me that question in the head. I don't want a steak knife. I want a cutting knife, a good cutting knife here. We'll use this one. This is a good one. You don't gotta sharpen. I'm just doing it for show and effect. It don't take much to cut through lettuce. I'm just proud of this thing. My dad got me these knives. Somebody didn't want them, and they were all rusted and gross, and I sharpened and cleaned them. I feel kind of proud about them, so I'm going to use them as much as I get an opportunity to. So we got our stalks off of there, chopped off the stalks. Now we got this nice leafy goodness to go on our BLT sandwiches. We got big ones, we got small ones. Try to pair up the bigs with the small so it covers up the whole sandwich. Let's check this bacon real quick. One side's looking good. Let's flip it from the top to the bottom. Starting out with that top one. We're gonna flip it. Oh yeah. Nice and brown, looking good, smelling good. Hope's even excited over there. She knows she's gonna get some bacon tonight. We're gonna let those cook a little longer. So now that we got our lettuce done, we're gonna sit the lettuce up on the top, and we're gonna get our tomatoes. I'm gonna slice them. So each tomato I count as kind of a sandwich, but one of them I'm gonna slice it extra thin. You don't want to press, just kind of firm, just kind of hold it from the side and let that knife come down nice and slow. Don't want to chop off any fingers here. Hear that bacon popping? If you were cooking it on the stovetop, I'd be getting hit by bacon grease right now. A lot of people say you can cook it in the oven, but anytime you got to cook up an oven and get it up to like 350 or so, I'm saying you're taking too much time. It'll take about 10, 20 minutes to preheat an oven. So we got our nice slices of tomato, got 5 slices here. You want them about that thin. Look at my finger compared to the tomato slice, nice and thin. I'm gonna sit these over here by our lettuce and put these little end pieces here. We don't want them ends. Gonna do the same thing to this one, just kind of hold it on the side. I'm gonna angle this down so you can see what we're doing here. See my slicing work. How are we gonna do this? I guess if we lower these legs a hair. There we go. Now you can see. We're gonna hold it right here, and we're just gonna try to get it from a side view where you can kind of see. So yeah, we're just gonna slice that end off. We don't want that piece either because it's too small. So these nice, about a 1/4 inch slices of tomato, that juicy, tasty Roma tomato. And again, nice and slow, take your time. Let that knife grab the skin before you start going back and forth. Just kind of ease into it. When it gets to that point, don't even bother. You're just gonna end up slicing yourself if you try to cut it. We don't want that one either. We got these nice, beautiful slices of tomato, so we're gonna sit these over here. We got one more to do. How do we got one more? Oh, this is for our third sandwich. 2 tonight, 2 to, I don't know. We're just making ingredients. I done lost track. We're slicing up all the tomatoes. I'll use them for something. Or I'll just eat them raw for lunch. I like tomatoes. Put a little salt and pepper on them. Not too much. Not too much. I know a lot of people were into that salt and pepper stuff. Salt, pepper. I've actually got some oregano too. They go good on a tomato. Let's check this bacon real quick. It's popping good. It's kind of slowed down to sizzle. Yeah. I'm gonna flip this one more time. I think them top 2 are done. I'm gonna pull these off. Let's sit them on our paper towel here. Oh yeah. If you like bacon, you would like this. This is bacon heaven. I got this little piece here. We're gonna give that to Hope in a minute because I know she wants some bacon. Nice and crispy. It's looking good. Now this is not something I generally do. I'm gonna show you a trick. If you want to cook the new bacon and you still got some old bacon, move that new bacon up to the top. That way the bacon juice from these bacons ain't gonna get on that old bacon and get you no salmonella. You don't want them touching. We're just trying to cook that bacon. So we got our new bacon on there with the old bacon at the top. We're gonna close that guy. I'm gonna wash them hands again. Let's taste it real quick before I give it the hope. Just a little bite. Oh, that's some good bacon. Hope, you want some bacon? I know she wants some bacon. So our bacon tasting good. It's cooked up right. We got our lettuce and tomato cut up. Let's take our bacon thing and put that in the fridge. Or put that up. We're not put it in the fridge. Put it in the dishwasher. Like I said, I try to avoid doing dishes as much as I can, so we'll put our waste in the garbage real quick. Oh yeah, it's coming along. So let's get out a new thing to put our bread on, and I'm gonna show you a secret on that too. Or Robbie's secret. So we got our new thing out. Put that in the fridge here in a minute. So our romaine lettuce, we're done with it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of water in there and I'm gonna put it in the fridge. It's not gonna keep more than a week at best, but if you keep that water on the stem. So here's my stems of this lettuce. It's down here in the corner. I poured a little bit of water, not too much. I'm just gonna wrap it up just like that, so that water's sitting there at the bottom so it can keep drinking and be cold. We'll put it back in here in the fridge. There we go. Let's flip our bacon real quick. Oh yeah, this bacon can come off. That last slice is ready, so we'll let it drain a little bit. We'll sit it here. Sit these here. This one here. We'll flip this bacon here. Oh yeah. There's a lot of bacon. And it tastes and smells absolutely delicious. We'll just let that last couple pieces of bacon finish up. Let's get us a few slices of bread, and we'll show you what to do with these guys. Now, there are a couple of ingredients that I did not quite cover yet. I'm grabbing 4 slices of bread. Lay them out as such. 2, 3, 4. They're almost all on the thing. That is some good looking bread, I have to admit. We need some butter. Spreadable butter. So when you go shopping for your butter, you want to have 2 types of butter in the fridge at all times. You need to have a spreadable butter, which they usually do by putting a canola oil or something in there. And that makes it easy so that you can spread on things. So you're just going to go in there and it comes right off on the fork, no issue. Put a nice little dab on each piece of bread. And we are going to toast these pieces of bread here in a minute. But you put that nice piece of bread there, put that nice piece of bread there, put that nice piece of bread there. And I'm gonna tell you why you toast the inside of the bread. No, we're not toasting the outside like you would normally do, like if the grilled cheese or something. We're toasting the inside. And again, we're just spreading that bread nice and evenly on the inside. That spreadable butter, it just goes on smooth as butter. Is that a saying? I don't know. So we spread it on there real nice and easy. Spread it on there, spread it on there. Got 2 nice pieces of bread buttered up. Buttering the bread, I guess, is this technique. Makes for a good dinner roll too, but a lot of times our purposing is different. A lot of people like to put mayo on a BLT. I do if I have it, but mayo does not keep well in the refrigerator for a whole long time. If you don't make a lot of sandwiches, it goes bad. And the worst thing to do is to put mayo on a sandwich that you spent a minute or 2 cooking, only to find out that mayo is bad and stinks or tastes funny. But butter does not go bad for a long time. So we got our 4 pieces of bread buttered up. It sounds like our bacon is very close to done. I think we'll do one more flip. One more flip. Yeah, this piece is actually done. Go ahead and put it on over here. Move this one down. And so there's hot spots on these George Foreman grills, and it just takes some time to learn them. But the hot spot is about in the middle of this George Foreman grill, and that top piece of bacon doesn't always cook up like it should. But it's well on its way. So we're gonna go ahead and put up our butter. And we're gonna get out the secret ingredient. Just a hair of garlic powder. So we're just gonna very, very gently, I'm not a garlic man, but just very gently sprinkle that garlic on top of that butter. Just a hair. All right. So it sounds like that bacon has stopped sizzling. It is ready to be pulled off. So, real quick, we're gonna get these paper towels here real quick. We're gonna wet them down. They're nice and wet. The wetter they are, the less likely this is to burn your hand. So again, just go right, not pressing hard, just kind of wipe. And we're trying to get that excess grease off of there. Again, we all love bacon, but you don't want this bacon grease so much. Just kind of go over there and wipe that up. There's still going to be some on there, and that's fine. We want to get the excess off. Take that first piece of bread, put it right on there. You'll hear that sizzling. And now you're gonna have contact on both sides. And it does not take long on this part. You do not want to burn the bread. You don't want to burn the toast. You just want to get that bread kind of, the butter side needs to, I don't know what the word is, turn to toast. So I usually count to about 15. I think I've been talking for about 5, so we'll count to 10. If you listen, you can hear that butter sizzling. And when that sizzling dies down is kind of what you're listening for. Or count to about 15. It does not take long. Then we pull it off and we got this nice, just check out this nice finish on that bread, little toaster marks. And I'm gonna put the butter side up, and we're gonna put the butter side down again to the grill. You hear that sizzling again? Oh yeah. I don't want butter on my fingers. That's why I'm gonna put the ingredients to the butter side and the dry side outside. So again, we're counting to 15 seconds. We're letting that brown a little bit. Man, if y'all are here to see this, again, I'm gonna hold this bread up so you can kind of see what happened here. We got this nice little piece of garlic toast. Look at that, perfect. Little yellow, browning, is perfect. Does not get any better than that. So at this point, we're just cooking the bread. We're almost done. That will cook a little more. We're gonna go ahead and get our plate. This is about time to eat. And tonight, for our accompanying beverage, we're gonna have some unsweet tea, which I will teach y'all how to make on another day. It's actually really easy. I'm making up a theme song right now. Start out with a melody and we'll add words later. Cooking with Robbie in Robbie's kitchen. It's so much fun and you learn a lot. Or maybe do like a Brady Bunch theme. It's Robbie's kitchen. It's Robbie's kitchen. And that's the way. Oh, I almost burnt the bread. Oh, yeah, this one might have got a little away from us, but I think we're still good. Let's check the underside. So this one, yeah, this is what happens when you get distracted in the kitchen. It's not burnt, just a little bit darker than I would like it, but we're putting butter side up. And we have 2 slices of bread ready for sandwich. So we're gonna put this one down here. Got a nice sizzling. Oh yeah. So let's get these 2 while our bread is cooking for our second sandwich. I'm gonna pick this right up here. We're gonna put 1 tomato, 2 tomato, 3 tomato, 4. And those cover up my sandwich very nicely. And we got our 2 slices of lettuce. Kind of cover those up on top of each other. 3 slices of bacon. 1, a 2, a 3. So when they stick together like that, that's a bonus actually. It makes it a lot easier to put the sandwich together. And voila, we have a Robbie's bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. The Robbie's kitchen, or we're at Robbie's kitchen. We're having fun, and that's the way we learn to cook. BLT's at Robbie's kitchen. Do. I think I'll get a copyright violation for that. I best be careful. So we'll pull off that. Oh man, this smells so good. Smells so good. All right, put that one down. We are almost done. Almost time to eat. Cooking up some BLTs at Robbie's kitchen. You know, there used to be a place here in New Bern, downtown New Bern, called Robbie's Kitchen. It was at 5 Points, and when we come back from church, we'd always see it and say, oh, it's Robbie's Kitchen, 5 Points variety. I'd like to know if anybody knows of that restaurant that I'm talking about. It was right over there by the Days Inn Hotel before they tore that down. 1 slice of bacon. 2 slices of bacon, 3 slices of bacon. And I have learned that somebody does not know how to count, because we have an extra slice of bacon. So let's eat half. Delicious. Hope, you want you some bacon? Oh girl, she loves her bacon. So I ended up with 1 extra tomato. So I really only needed 1 tomato per sandwich. And keep that in mind for the next time. This bacon is so good. So as we do this show, we're gonna notice my belly is gonna be shrinking. Probably not. It's all good. And our second piece of bread is done. It looks perfect. So We're all done with our BLT sandwiches. All we've got left to do is clean up. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the bonuses of cleanup, all I've got is these little plastic things that can go in the dishwasher, and I've still got 4 or 5 of those left over there. We've got a plate that I use for the dishes, a couple plates, and we got to wipe down our Foreman grill, and that's pretty much all the cleanup is for this BLT sandwich. So it's not going to take long, and I think I'm going to do it after I get done eating. So again, we'll close out saying thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, just let me know. Have a good one.